All carding should stop. That is the conclusion in this report by Justice Tulloch, who extensively examined the controversial police practice and its impact on communities. Tulloch concludes that police should never stop somebody on the street for no reason and put their information in a database. He sums up the practice in these 300 pages with 4 words.
Random carding should end.
One key reason why Tulloch believes carding should end is that it does not effectively detect, deter, or reduce crime. What it does do, he says, is cause irreparable harm within communities.
It was clear to me from my consultations and research that the practice of random carding disproportionately impacts innocent, law-abiding, Indigenous, Black, and other racialized people. The long-term impact of randomly carding people in these communities is the alienation of entire communities from the police.
Tulloch was asked by the previous Liberal government to examine carding. During the last year and a half, he's met with over 2,000 people. His report today was applauded by many.
I certainly hope that when a Superior Court justice says that carding does not solve crimes, that people will listen. But regardless of whether people listen or not, the facts are the facts. People should not be arbitrarily stopped and questioned by police. That is just our constitutional right to not have that happen.
In the report, Tulloch does point out that unlike carding, where people are stopped for no reason, properly conducted street checks are appropriate when there's a reason to suspect someone is involved in a crime. The OPP union was happy he clarified the difference.
We need street checks. We need this intelligence out there in the front line. We need officers to gather this information to combat human trafficking, to combat crime, to make police officers safe, and to make communities safe. Most of my street checks, and I've submitted hundreds of them, have been on outlaw motorcycle gangs and their associates, predominantly white men. And in those situations, that intelligence is used to track members of criminal organizations, to assist victims of crime, and to keep communities safe. Arbitrary would be if I'm just driving around and I decide to stop somebody for the sake of stopping someone.
Tulloch made over 100 recommendations, including destroying data from random checks after 5 years, and including the creation of a new police college, so there would be standardized practices across the province. Now it's up to Premier Ford's government to decide if it will accept the recommendations and act on them. Many government reports get shelved and just gather dust. What do you think needs to happen next?
The fight has to continue within community to organize and to make a statement to this government that we don't accept the way that we're being policed.
Now, the Ford government has already put recommendations by Justice Tulloch on hold. Those ones called for greater police oversight. And we've heard very little from the Ford government on this. So far, all they have released is a statement by his Minister for Community Safety and Correctional Services, who said they are reviewing and assessing the recommendations, and his report will inform their work.